Hello everyone, welcome back to another video of An Average Programmer. In today's video, we'll learn how to implement translation in your Angular web page using the easiest method I found, which is with the help of ngx-translate, which is a library for Angular. So let's get into the code. This setup may vary depending on the Angular version you're using. I'll be working with the latest version as of today, version 19. So step 1, install the library. Open your terminal and navigate to the directory of your Angular project. As you can see, I'm in the Follow Me folder. I already have installed the library, so in my case it will be much faster, so don't worry if in your computer it takes a little longer. Now we will set up the translation files. Inside the src folder, you will need to create a new folder called Assets. Here's my folder, and why assets? Because that's the conventional place to store project resources like images, logos, videos, and in this case, the translation files. Inside the assets folder, create another folder called I18N. The name I18N is a common abbreviation for internationalization, representing the 18 letters between I and N. Now inside the I18N folder, we will create some JSON files. I want to translate the slogan of the application into English, Spanish, and French. So I will create one file for each language. In each JSON file, I will put the attribute and value. In this case, my slogan is your travel companion made for the journey. I will put the same thing in Spanish, which is tu compañera de viaje hecha para tu viaje. And now in French, which is votre compagnon de voyage fait pour le voyage. So very good. We have already our 3 JSON files with our 3 different languages. There is one additional configuration that you may require to do in your computer. Make sure the assets folder is correctly referenced in your Angular JSON file. Look for the assets key and ensure your path is listed here. Then stop your project and run it again. So now we will handle language switching. So since Angular version 17, there has been a major shift in how Angular applications are structured, mainly the introduction of standalone components. These simplify development and improve performance and modernize a little bit the framework. So instead of using the traditional app.module.ts, we will work inside the main TS. So inside the main TS, we will define a factory function to fetch our translation files. This uses the translate HTTP loader class from the library. This function is going to be called HTTP loader factory. So this function will take the HTTP client, and I'm going to return an object of translate HTTP loader. So I need to import the HTTP client and the other class. Now, as you can see in the constructor of this class, we will need to receive the HTTP client, then the root to our I18N folder, or the folder in which you will have all your translations, and then what type of file we will use for our translation. So in this case, it's a JSON. Now, instead of using our traditional app config, we will create our own. This is for handling the translations. We will need some providers, so I'm going to add them over here, and I'm going to import these providers too. Now I'm going to be using the function import providers from, and this works the same as in the traditional ng module approach. Here we configure the translate loader and the translate HTTP loader. So we'll be using this to having a default language. Now I need to import this from Angular core and this from the ngx-translate. And in here you will need to set your default language. In my case, I will set it to English. And here another dependency, which is the translate service. This is going to be used in all the different components that we want to implement the translation. And just to be sure, let's add a catch for any exception that could happen. So that is all for our main TS. Now let's try to translate some things. I'm going to go to my app component in my HTML, and I will translate this hello. So as you can see, we have our hello over here, and I want to translate it maybe to Spanish. So for doing this, I'm just going to add an attribute with value inside my Spanish JSON. So over here, I'm just going to add my hello, and hello in Spanish es hola. So I'm just going to save this, and I'm going to translate. So in order to have the access to the translate service, I need to import it. So I'm going to import the translate service, and I'm going to add it in my constructor. So it's over here, and I'm and I'm going to reference the hello attribute from my JSON files. So in order to do this, I'm going to be using the curly braces, and I'm going to add the name of my variable inside the single quotes, and I'm going to put hello. Now, in order to use the translate service, I need to use a specific pipe, which is the translate pipe, and I need to import it over here in my component, so don't forget about this. And I'm going to use it inside my imports. I now have this error, which is translate pipe is not used, so I'm going to use it over here, and I'm just going to add the pipe and the translate reserved word. So I'm just going to save this, and since my default language is English, I will need to also add this attribute inside this other JSON. So instead of hola, it's going to be hello. And now in my French JSON, which is going to be salut. And now, so now let's see what happens. So as you can see, we have hola over here. And if we want to set the default language to another one, we can go to our main TS and change our default language. In my case, I'm going to say that maybe French could be the default language. So I have salut over here, and we can change the default language. So I'm going to say that English is going to be the default language, and we have hello. So that's really good, but we can override the default language inside the component. So I'm going to do that over here, and say that my default language is going to be a different one. So I'm going to say that it's French. And if we save this and go to our application, we have now that salut is the hola for default, the hello for default. Oh my God. And we can play with this. We can say that we can click in this nav menu, and then we can use the function use, which help us to use in a specific language. You can see the documentation for the translate service inside the ngx-translate official page. So for example, if I want to use English, I would use this function, which is use. And now I have a hello. So maybe we can play with our buttons or with the nav menus. So this is good. But as you can see, we're only able to use this inside the app component. If we want to give access inside our project to different components, we can do that in the configuration of the main TS file. So I want to use the translations inside my home component. So I'm going to make some changes inside my main TS file. I will go over here, and I would say that I want to give access to all the different routes in my application to the translate module. But if you would like to give access to a specific routes, you can just declare a new variable here or in other place, and then you can import those routes and you can add it over here. So if you would like to give a specific access to different components or to different routes in your application. So that is good. And now I'm going to be using it inside my home main component. So the same as in my app component, I'm going to be removing the code from over here. I'm just going to copy and paste it over the home main component. And I'm going to add my imports, which is the translate pipe that is going to be needed in order to use the variables inside my HTML file. So I will remove this from the constructor. I'm just going to copy and paste it. So I'm going to remove these dependencies. And I will have, again, the constructor for the home main component. And I'm just going to say that I want to use English. So this is good. Now I'm going to use the variable. So let's go to our HTML. Instead of the lorem ipsum, I'm going to put the slogan of my application. So let's remember curly braces, then the name of our variable inside our JSON file, which is slogan, and the translate pipe and the reserved word translate. Okay, so save this. And now we will go over here. It says that all imports are unused. Let's save this over here. It should be working, which is a translate. Okay, so this is good. Now let's go to our HTML for our app component. Let's remove this line of code, and this should be good. So we have over here our slogan, which is your travel companion made for the journey, and we can change this to French. Over here. Now we have the French slogan, and we can end with our Spanish slogan. There are several ways to change the language, maybe with the language of your computer or with buttons, but in this video we only saw these two functions, use and set default language. And if you would like to see this implementation for older versions of Angular, you can just put that in the comments and I will do my research and come back again with a new video. So that was all, and see you in the next one. Bye!